The phone buzzed at 11:47 p.m. Girls' night, she'd said. Wine, laughter, safety in numbers. I was standing in my bedroom doorway when the sound came again. Soft, rhythmic, unmistakably human. A breath that didn't belong to me, a laugh I'd known since childhood. The door was ajar. Light spilled across the carpet like a confession. I didn't step inside. I didn't need to. The air was already poisoned. The bed dipped under weight that wasn't mine. A whisper followed by a shush. A familiar cadence, intimate in the way only blood can be. My heart didn't race. It went quiet. That's how I knew something had died. I stared at the framed wedding photo on the wall, my smile, her hand on my arm, the ring catching light like a promise. I remember thinking how carefully happiness poses for cameras. The sound stopped. Fabric rustled. A voice, hers, said my name like it was a question. I closed the door. In the hallway, I leaned against the wall and let the house breathe around me. I counted to 10, then 20, then 100. I felt nothing and everything, layered like sediment. Some betrayal scream, this one whispered. I didn't confront them. I poured a glass of water and drank it slowly, like I was teaching myself how to survive the next minute. At breakfast, she kissed my cheek. My sister avoided my eyes. Girls' night had been loud, apparently. Too much wine, too many stories. They laughed. I smiled. Inside, I cataloged details. The way her phone never left her hand. The way my sister's car appeared too often in our driveway. The way they shared glances, quick, coded, efficient. Betrayal runs in the blood, I thought. It learns the shortcuts. I told myself it couldn't be what it looked like. Families don't do that. Sisters don't cross that line. Wives don't bring another woman into a bed still warm with vows. Denial is a gentle drug. I took it in small doses, but the house kept talking. Lipstick smudged where it didn't belong. A hairpin I hadn't seen before. A message preview lighting up the screen and vanishing too fast. I became very good at pretending. I cooked, I worked, I listened. I slept beside a stranger and memorized her breathing like an enemy's patrol route. When the court order arrived, temporary separation, financial restraint, I nodded as if it were weather. Necessary, manageable. She violated it the same way she violated everything else, casually. That's when I stopped hoping. I didn't rage. I audited. Phone records first. Timestamps aligning like teeth in a zipper. Late nights. Shared locations. Deleted threads that still left shadows. I pulled bank statements. Our joint accounts had been bleeding, small withdrawals, regular as a pulse. She thought love would cover the noise. I watched them together. The choreography was flawless. Too flawless. People in love are sloppy. People hiding are precise. At night, my mind ran scenarios. Not fantasies, strategies. If I was wrong, I'd leave quietly. If I was right, I'd leave cleaner. I moved money legally. Methodically. I followed the rules better than she ever had. I documented every violation, every breach of the order, every lie told with a straight face. A Thanksgiving invitation came through my sister-in-law, sharp and smug over speakerphone. If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes. I smiled at the wall. Enjoy, I said. Then I booked a flight. Switzerland was a line item at first. Then it became an exit. A villa overlooking water so still it felt judgmental. I took photos. I didn't send them. Yet. My phone rang while I was packing. Once. Twice. Then it began to vibrate like a trapped animal. 71 missed calls. I let it ring. The evidence arrived on a Tuesday. Clean, boring, absolute. I laid it out on the table. Records, screenshots. The timeline that proved intimacy long before the lie called girls' night. I invited them both to sit. They did. I slid the folder forward. No speech, no accusation. Just gravity. My sister cried first. Loud, messy. The sound of a child caught stealing. My wife stared at the table like it might open and swallow her. "Is this real?" she asked. I nodded. That was all. She reached for me. I leaned back. The space between us felt earned. I watched their faces fracture in different ways. Shame doesn't look the same on everyone. On some, it looks like anger. On others, relief. I stayed still. I had already done the bleeding. I didn't raise my voice. I raised the consequences. I told them the accounts were closed. The money was gone, protected, accounted for, unreachable. I told her the court order violations were documented, filed, timed. When the cuffs clicked days later, it wasn't dramatic. It was procedural, final. She screamed then. Not for love, for comfort, for rescue. I watched from a distance that felt surgical. In Switzerland, I posted one photo. The view, the light, the quiet. No caption. The calls came again. Messages this time, apologies dressed as explanations. Rage pretending to be grief. I blocked them all. Power isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It just stops asking permission. On the balcony, the lake held my reflection without distortion. I looked older, sharper, unburdened. I thought about blood. About how loyalty isn't inherited, it's chosen. About how love, when corrupted, becomes a transaction. I felt no pity. Pity implies attachment. What I felt was clarity. Clean and cold as mountain air. Some people confuse forgiveness with weakness. I chose neither. I walked away with my name intact, my future solvent, and my heart finally quiet. The truth didn't save me. It set me free.